Hi everybody, my name is Bhavishya, and in the previous lecture, as we saw the rules to form neighborship, in this lecture we will discuss the last rule to form the neighborship, which is the subnet mask of the IP configured to our interface should be same, right? So let's head right into it. So let's suppose here the IP address is configured 13.0.0.1 with subnet mask of 255.255.255.0, right? So in order to test it, let's just remove the IP address for now. We'll start by this. So we will go configure terminal interface fast ethernet, and suppose we want to post this, right, slash 0/0. After that we will say no IP address, and the IP address you want to remove is 13.0.0.1. What is the subnet mask? This is the subnet mask. Now if we'll go and see show running configuration, so here you can see this fast Ethernet is there configured with an IP address, but this part is not there as we have removed it. But if you look at the OSPF, there we gave him the command that okay, you can perform OSPF in this network, but the way to go there, we removed it, right? So let's do some justice and let us just change the subnet mask of it, right? We will reconfigure it, but with a different subnet mask to test if it forms the neighborship or not, right? Then I'll give the IP address 13.0.0.1. Then subnet mask, initially it was 255.255.255.0, but here I'm making it 255.255.0.0, right? Now I'll go and see, okay, show IP OSPF interface brief. Here as you can see there is a difference in the subnet mask, right? And as you can see in the neighborship, 0 neighbors, right? Because the rule of neighborship says that the subnet mask of both of the routers should be same in order to form neighborship, right? Now if you look, so this entry is there but the neighborship forming is not there. No neighborship is getting formed. Now if you look at the neighbor command, show IP OSPF neighbor, there is only one neighbor, which is at this area 01, right, router 2, but not that. Now let's go and see in our Wireshark for much more detail. Okay, let's look at what R1 is having. So as you can see, R1 is having this subnet mask 255.255.0.0, right? But if you look at R3, this the network mask, the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0, right? Which is a mismatch. So we will go to R3 in order to fix it. Let's make it both of the let's make both of the routers same, right? For that I'll go to R3 and I will reconfigure it. Configure terminal interface within interface 0/0. There I will say no IP address for now. What was the IP address they were using? This IP address with subnet mask of this. Now I want to change this. I want to make this. Now if you look, show IP OSPF neighbor. Here we have back with R1, right? As you can see in the neighbor ID. Similarly, if you look at R1, show IP OSPF neighbor. Here you can see we have both of the neighbors now, because now both of the subnet mask is same. So it follows the rule. And this is the reason it started forming the neighborship. Now let us revise of what we have learned so far. So the very first rule says the area of both of the routers should be same. If area of R3 is area 1, so the area of R1 should also be area 1 in order to form the neighborship. The very first rule, right? Now the second rule says the hello interval of both of the routers should be same. And how we used to modify the hello interval? By going into interface mode, not in the router mode, remember. Similarly, the third rule says the dead interval of both of the routers should be same in order to form the adjacency. Oh, okay, sorry. In order to form the neighborship, right? And to modify the dead interval, where we used to go? We used to go in the interface mode, not in the router mode, right? Now the final rule that we have learned in this lecture says the subnet mask of both of the routers should be same. And what subnet mask we are talking about? The subnet mask of IP address which is configured on our interface of the respective router, right? So these are the rules that we follow in order to form the neighborship. So yeah, this was it for this lecture. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.